Hi, my friends. Dennis Prager here. I was just telling you of my discussion with Joe Klein of Time Magazine and Morning Joe, the TV show, and this was in Las Vegas last night. We also had nearly 1,000 folks, and it was a debate. He was the moderator, but generally disagreed with me, and I debated a big left-winger from Israel, a former speaker of the Israeli parliament. And so, and it was a crowd that had strong feelings. It was a very interesting evening. It's really something. They did video it, and I would like to put it up. I'm going to ask them for permission to put it up at our website so you can watch this Middle East debate that I engaged in last night. But I was talking to Joe Klein, who is a very, very prominent liberal. And as I told you, he said that it was the president who just didn't have a good evening. And the general explanation is that he's just not that quick because he's thoughtful. This Joe Klein said this to me prior to our debate last night in Vegas. He has met with the president, and he finds when he asks him questions, he's a very thoughtful man. The St. Louis Post-Dispatch, which is identical to the Los Angeles Times, for example, it's the same exact views, the same exact writing of issues in the two papers. Then there's the New York Times, the whole crowd. It's unbelievable how unicolor, monochrome, if you will, the views are. But listen to this, the same thing here. He is not as good. This is the editorial in the St. Louis Post-Dispatch today, which is endorsing, endorsing President Obama for re-election. And let's see here. He is not as good working off the cuff as was demonstrated in Wednesday's debate with Mr. Romney. But being careful and thoughtful is a good thing in a president. See, the ability to explain away any failing of the president on the part of his supporters. Now, maybe you will say the same thing takes place on the right. Maybe it does. And maybe I just don't see the mirror as clearly as I should. I hope it's not true. I thought there was plenty of criticism of President Bush and his spending, for example, from the right. But I don't know what to tell you. I can only tell you that at this moment, this is the way in which his lack of ability to respond to very cogent questions, hardly brand new, out of the blue questions about his policies, is now interpreted as being careful and thoughtful is a good thing in a president. I tell you, though, the soaring rhetoric of love, of admiration for this almost mythic figure on the left. Here's from the St. Louis Post-Dispatch editorial, just some more. The whole thing is in this tone. He is a careful, cautious, private, and deeply thoughtful, almost introverted. He is not, drop the word A. He is careful, cautious, private, and deeply thoughtful. Where do they get the deeply thoughtful from? If you are a supporter of the president, tell me where. And again, you know me. I'm not going to argue with you. I just want to. I don't understand it. How do you know he's deeply thoughtful? From what? I want you to read any speech that he has given and tell me where you found deep thought. I remember when I analyzed his speech in Berlin. And, people were just talking about the soaring rhetoric. It was a vapid speech. It was vapid. I want to know on what grounds this notion arises. He is deeply thoughtful. I'm not saying he's not. I just like to know why you say he is. On the basis of what? The vast majority of the things he says publicly are from teleprompters. Was not able to respond in the debate. Tell me what is deeply thoughtful. Hope and change. You are the change that we hoped you'd be. You're the hope that we changed you to be. I need some change, please. I mean, tell me what has been deeply thoughtful about the man.